breakfast lately, I've been making eggs, like an egg scramble with these Johnsonville turkey breakfast sausage links. And it's just a solid way to start my morning. I find it keeps me full throughout the morning, so that's always a plus. I just kind of scramble it in there with the turkey sausage, and once it's cooked through, I add it to these Carb Balance fajita size wraps, and it just makes for a good, easy breakfast. And it's filling, it lasts a while, keeps me full, and I'm adding the Tonys later because I forgot to add it when I was cooking. And you gotta have your seasoning. So, of course, my sous chef is overseeing everything, making sure it's top quality. So this isn't a full grocery haul. I did buy some other items that I'm not showing, but these are the two main recipes I'm going to create this week. So I'm just going to show you. I first have a ratatouille I'm going to make with chicken breasts, and the ratatouille includes an eggplant, zucchini, yellow squash, onion, 2 bell peppers, and 1 can of tomatoes. I bought 2, I didn't realize. And then I'm also going to make a chicken tortilla soup, or a Southwest style soup. The soup includes chicken broth, a can of Rotel tomatoes, a can of chili beans, 2 cans of fire roasted diced tomatoes, and some onion. I have 4 little onions. I bought a bag, and this is the size that they came in, so I figured 4 little ones equals the size of 1 big one. So that's what we're gonna go with. We also have a green and a red bell pepper, some taco seasoning. I got the Southwest ranch chicken flavor. I remember doing this before, and this was a good flavor for the soup. The protein will be this lean ground turkey breast. It's okay that it's lean because it's going to be mixed in there with all the other items for good flavor. And then with the ratatouille and with this, these are low carb, filling, full of fiber items, and I'm hoping it helps me with my weight loss. When I first graduated from college about 10 years ago, I lost about 25 pounds. I kind of went on a little weight loss journey. That was the first time I ever needed to lose weight. And these are some of the recipes I remember really working. And during those few months when I lost weight, this really helped. They're both high in fiber, high in lean protein, and they're just good options. So I'm going to recreate them and try to recreate the magic. And of course, the sous chef is here checking it all out. So getting started on the ratatouille, we've got our chicken breasts. I'm going to use 1 chicken breast per bowl. I've got my seasonings, olive oil, Italian seasoning, parsley, and bay leaves. The ratatouille itself involves an onion, a yellow squash, a zucchini, 2 bell peppers. I like the orange and green for the color, an eggplant, 1 28-ounce can of diced tomatoes, or 2 cans of the smaller size. What are you doing, my baby? All right, I'm going to season the chicken. We've got extra virgin olive oil. I'm just going to slather it on there. I like to be generous with it. It gives it a lot of good flavor. Tried and true Tony Chachere's. And I just added the Italian seasoning. I forgot to show it, but there it is. And of course, parsley. So I always cook it on 425. This I'll probably leave in for almost an hour, if not an hour, because it's more than I usually cook. When I'm only doing 2 or 3, I can sometimes just do it for 45 minutes. But I'm going to go ahead and put that in. It's ready to go. All right, so mix that up. So it looks really full, and I honestly wish I did have a bit of a bigger pan, or I wish I could figure out how to cook a smaller batch of this, but once you add all the ingredients, it just makes a lot. So I'm going to stir this up and then put a lid on it, let it cook down a little while, then I'll add the seasonings. The 2 cans of tomatoes kind of gives it like a gravy, I guess, which I like. This is a new pan, by the way. I'm gonna put the lid on it and let it stew for a little while. And then I'll add the seasonings, let it continue to stew, and we'll have yummy ratatouille. I'm gonna go ahead and add the first round of seasonings. We've got Tony Sack, Italian seasoning, generous, because there's a lot of veggies in there, and parsley. I forgot to mention, I added a couple of bay leaves. So there's one right there, you can see it. I'm not gonna reach in for it, but they're small, they're not very big, so I put more than one, and we're just gonna let that add some flavor and bring it to another level. All right, I pulled the chicken out. This is what we got. I let it cook for about an hour because there were more of them and they took up more space in the pan, so I gave it a little bit longer to cook. Looks good. This is gonna go good with the ratatouille. Ratatouille is done. Whew, there we go. So I'm gonna just let it sit and cool, and then I'm gonna put it in bowls with the chicken, and that'll be one of my meals for the week. So this is what I got out of the ratatouille. I've got 4 containers. I've got 6 ounces of chicken in each container. I put the chicken on the bottom and then I serve up the ratatouille on top. I've also got 2 extra servings in this extra container for later in the week, but this is what it looks like. So about half the container is full of chicken, the other half full of ratatouille. I like that the gravy and the sauce from the ratatouille kind of soaks down into the chicken so that the chicken is nice and juicy when it's time to eat. So yeah, this is going to be 4 meals for the week, and then I've got 2 more servings of ratatouille to either freeze or I'll just eat it later in the week. Okay, so I'm ready to make the soup now. I've got the ratatouille cooling off. I've already washed my pan. So, big success. I won't have a bunch of dishes sitting in the sink. Everything's ready to go in the fridge once the chicken cools off. So now that I've finished with the ratatouille, I'm going to go ahead and make my soup. I've got all the ingredients here for the chili soup, Southwest style soup, whatever you want to call it. We've got the ratatouille and the chicken cooling right there along with my pan drying off. I've already washed it. We've got the chicken broth, the turkey, the chili beans, the rotel, the taco seasoning, 2 cans of fire roasted diced tomatoes, 4 little onions or 1 big onion, whatever you prefer, and 1 kitty overlooking everything, and 2 bell peppers. I have a red and a green, as well as 1 bag of frozen corn. So I went ahead and chopped up the onion and bell pepper. I'm actually gonna save some of this and freeze it because it's kind of a lot for 1 pot of soup. So I'm gonna kind of cull some of that off and put it in a Ziploc bag to save. I ended up using about half of the red and half of the green bell pepper. I like there to be a little more onion than bell pepper, and I just felt like that was a better ratio. I'm not going to add more broth, but I'm going to add about 2 cups of water, 1.5 cups, just to kind of increase the broth. I ended up just adding 1 packet of taco seasoning, and I felt like that was enough. Now we're going to put a lid on it and let it come to a boil. All right, so I've chopped up some celery for a snack. I've got 3 containers of celery, and since I'm making soup, I'm gonna chop up the leaves and throw them into the soup. Here we go. All right, they've already kind of sunk down. I brought it to a boil. It'll help all that taco seasoning to cook down. Now I'm gonna lower it just to a simmer. And then when I'm ready to eat it, I'll go ahead and add the corn. All right, since it's simmering, I'm gonna go ahead and add the corn. I'm just gonna add the whole bag. It'll add a lot of flavor. All right, a little taste test served with some corn chips. I think next time I'm gonna add more beans. I feel like it's missing some beans or something. So we'll go ahead and taste it and see, and make a note. Next time I might add another can of beans. This week, my friends and I took a walk to the Greek church. I'm not sure, I think it's the Greek Orthodox church in the neighborhood. They had a Greek festival. It was so good to eat all the different Greek foods and listen to the music, and it was just a nice day to get out. We tried so many different foods. We started off with gyros. We also got these delicious meatballs with a side of green beans. And then we got these pastries that were filled with spinach and cheese. Not sure exactly what they're called. I'm sure I would butcher the name, but it was a great festival. We enjoyed getting out. The weather was nice, and we ended the night with baklava ice cream. It was a great spooky night to walk home as well. We enjoyed the full moon, hiding behind the trees and looking at some of the Halloween decorations in the houses.